Hey, what's up, guys? I want to share something with you real quick. It's been just a project I've been working on of reading through the Bible from front to back, and I've been at it for a while because when I get to reading this, I take time to go through maybe even just a chapter or two, and if I don't know the different terms or the definitions or anything like that, I'll go look it up. And I'll spend some time digging into it deeper beneath the surface. So I probably started this in 2019, actually. I'm just being busy with work. It's taken me this long to get through to the New Testament, even though I've studied the Bible and read books about it, listened to different pastors and sermons, and visited different churches, all this different stuff for years and years. I've never read this thing cover to cover. I've read different stories and looked up all kinds of stuff. But to read it cover to cover is what I've been working on. So I just got into the New Testament, and I'm in Matthew 8. But I had something that popped back in my mind that I marked from Matthew 2, verse 2:23, where he will be called a Nazarene. And I guess this popped in my mind today because I've been thinking about cutting my hair. I like the idea of growing it long and doing some cool samurai hair or something like that. But it's about to get hot too, super hot out here in the Tucson desert, so I was thinking about cutting it. I'm not sure which I'm going to do yet. Might just let it grow. Anyway, this verse in Matthew 2:23 references the word Nazarios. Translated Nazarene, something about Nazarinos, having to do with of Nazareth. And then it says a bunch of different stuff about that. And then it says also possibly to the Nazir of Judges 13, verse 5 and 7. So there's a footnote here. Obviously, I got to go look it up. And I wanted to share this while it was still fresh in my mind before I get too deep into the New Testament. I'll just do this quick review of the Old Testament. So, there's this pattern that has been throughout the whole entire Old Testament. It's a pattern I've noticed in my life. It's a pattern I've noticed in other people's lives. And it's just absolutely unmistakable. And so, going back to look up this footnote the other day that I just remembered today, has to be highlighted. This is about Samson. And so the footnote was in reference to the Nazarite vow, where his hair wasn't going to be cut, he was going to let his hair grow, and he wasn't going to have any wine or any strong drink, anything from the vine. So the intention, or in essence, was for him to be pure. Now, obviously he let go of that for this woman, so he got completely distracted from where he was supposed to be at, and that's maybe another sermon all on its own. But this is before he was born. Samson's birth foretold. This is the very start of chapter 13. Again, the Israelites began to do what displeases Yahweh, and Yahweh delivered them into the hands of the Philistines for 40 years. And that just brought a flood into my mind of all the different stories and times, the different events of the Old Testament where the Israelites just kept doing the same thing over and over and over again, where they were just like whatever about sin. They were into all kinds of different stuff, worshiping all these different gods and all the different kind of side effects that came from that they felt like they were supposed to be doing. Sacrificing their kids to the different gods in the fire, having all these different kind of orgies and all this different kind of crazy stuff going on, all these different things that they were doing that they're just like whatever, from this sin that came into this earth from Adam and Eve, and it's just throughout the generations, it's just all over the place. And so instead of learning from the mistakes of the ancestors, from learning from the present tense kind of mistakes that people might be making around them or their own mistakes, and let alone looking into the future of what kind of consequence those mistakes could have. They were just like whatever, over and over and over again, and they had to suffer the consequences from that. So, like, I've heard people say that they don't want to serve a God of the Old Testament that's all angry and jealous and vindictive and that kind of thing. And all these people are getting killed and all this kind of crazy stuff going on. Looking at it from our point of view today, there's some crazy stuff that really what it was is just that people were like whatever about God. They were doing what was displeasing to God. And so they had that sin. Their sin cup or meter was just filled to the brim and overflowing, basically, on numerous occasions where the justness of God had to take care of that sin. And so that was the whole thing of the Old Testament. That was an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Back in the day, that's not the covenant we're under now. We're under the New Testament with Jesus, which has forgiveness and a relationship with God. And there is peace and comfort and joy and just favor and blessing and love and something real there at the name of Jesus to restore that connection to God so that we are forgiven. We can forgive ourselves, we can forgive other people, and we can heal. And there is something real there on a soul, on a spirit level with Jesus in the new covenant. So it's worth highlighting just because this is what I'm going into, the New Testament. So while it's still fresh in my mind, and just seeing this pop back in my mind, it just reminded me of all the different mistakes that they made. That we make mistakes, and that happens to us now. Yet we can let go of that, and we can start fresh with Jesus. And instead of making those mistakes and having to deal with the consequences of it from the sin, we can be renewed and we can be refreshed in the mind, in our spirit, in our soul, and we can heal in a way that's just really wonderful and lovely, where we can have devotion and purpose with God, keeping God first, and how that can just radically impact and restore and revitalize and renew and refresh every area of our lives. I have seen so many miracles in my life, in other people's lives. I see things being worked out that are just amazing, that are almost impossible seeming. But with our God, nothing's too impossible. Nothing's too big. And there's a lot of great wisdom that we can get from the Old Testament, especially if we look at it as what's it called, a shadow of Christ, or a, I'll have to clarify that, of what I heard somebody talking about that. But where there's basically a portrait of Christ in all the Old Testament. And so that's just really awesome, and gives us something to look forward to out of the wisdom that we get from the Old Testament as we dig deeper into the New Testament and that grace and favor and mercy and healing and love that is there with God and with Jesus now that he died and resurrected. And there is something real there. There really is. That it's just really amazing, and it's worth highlighting. So I just wanted to share something real quick. I was trying to keep this at 3 minutes or 4 minutes or something, but it's okay. Leave comments if you've got ideas or thoughts or concerns or anything like that about different stuff. Share it. Let's talk about some stuff. Let's open this back up. I'm excited to start something new here and share some different videos and all that kind of stuff. So join the conversation. Let's talk. Stick around. I'll see you on the next one. Peace and God bless.